Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a new album review to do for you. It is the latest live release from David Gilmour called the Luck and Strange Concerts. The Luck and Strange Concerts is a double CD, 4 vinyl LP released on October 17th, 2025 through David Gilmour's longtime label in the US, Columbia Records, and also through Sony Music, with a total playing time of 2 hours and 17 minutes, so quite a long show. The album was produced by Charlie Andrew and David Gilmour. Charlie Andrew also helped produce the studio album Luck and Strange that this tour is based on. The tour took place between September 27th and November 10th, 2024. So just under 2 months at the tail end of 2024. And it played at such venues as Circus Maximus in Rome, which there is also a double Blu-ray that is being released today of the show. Fantastic performance. Other venues on this tour included a Madison Square Garden in New York City, the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, the Royal Albert Hall in London, and Brighton Center in Brighton, UK. Now, there were 23 dates on this tour, and as luck would have it, no pun intended, there are 23 tracks on this release spread across 2 CDs and 4 vinyl LPs. Now, David Gilmour, when he approached the idea of this tour, he approached it very carefully. Now, he is 79 years old. He had expressed that he was not interested in doing a full-fledged world tour. It was never going to happen. And he also, when pressed by journalists, when he was doing the press for the album Luck and Strange, on the set list for the show, he purposely decided to stay away from what people would expect of him to perform. Now, when you're an artist such as David Gilmour and you have been involved with a band such as Pink Floyd, when you go out on a solo tour, people obviously expect you to perform the songs that they know you for when you were in the band, like Pink Floyd. And he knew that, so he purposely stayed away from those tracks like Money and Us and Them, etc. There are songs from the Floyd catalog sprinkled throughout the show, but they're used and placed very carefully throughout the set list. And this album and the tour fully focuses on David Gilmour as a solo artist, specifically through the latter part of his career, from his last 2 solo albums, Round of That Lock and Luck and Strange, which I think is a refreshing change from what people would expect of him to do in terms of the set list. Now, again, 23 tracks, 12 tracks on disc one, 11 tracks on disc two. Amazingly done, judiciously spaced out between, in terms of the track listing. The songs are fantastically placed in sequence. Now, performing with David Gilmour on this tour, you had longtime Pink Floyd touring and session member Guy Pratt on bass, double bass, and vocals. Adam Betts on drums and percussion, Ben Worsley on guitars and vocals, Greg Fillinganes on keyboards, piano, and vocals, Rob Gentry on keyboards and vocals, and you had Charlie Webb on vocals, guitar, ukulele, and percussion. On backup vocals and percussion, you had Hattie Wood and Romney Gilmore, David Gilmour's daughter, and also on harp. And on vocals, piano, and percussion, you also had Louise Claire Marshall. So you had a full-fledged band. You just didn't have 2 or 3 female backup singers standing there just singing, not just singing, but providing vocals. You had a full-fledged band with every musician and every band member playing instruments on stage. Now, as I said, the track listing for this for me is fantastic because um, you have a musician, a well-known musician, again like David Gilmour, who when again is expected to do a lot of the Pink Floyd material. Okay, from The Wall, from Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon. There are songs represented from those albums, but not the ones you would think. So, starts off with the beautiful instrumental 5 a.m. from Rounder That Lock. Amazingly done. And I gotta say, David Gilmour, in terms of his vocal ability and his guitar tone, fan effing tastic. Beautifully done. He's in top form in terms of his vocal delivery. Just amazing. After 5 a.m., you have another instrumental, Black Cat from Luck and Strange. Beautifully done. The title track from Luck and Strange comes next. And to me, it has more of a blues rhythm to it in terms of its arrangement. Great thick guitar tone again, nice use of organ, and a really full snare drum sound in the mix. That's what I like about this production. The snare drum comes in nice and full and rich, okay, as well as the other instruments. Then you go into the a bit of a mini Pink Floyd set. You have Breathe in the Air, Time, and then Breathe Reprise. Beautifully done. Just amazing. Heavy guitar, wonderful, wonderful. And the audience are basically eating it up because, Pink Floyd is massive in places like Italy and, places like New York and LA. After Time, you have Fat Old Son. Now we're going back to Adam Hart Mother. Beautiful, beautiful. And again, great guitar solo on this piece. Marooned is next from the Division Bell. And I will say that David Gilmour did express that albums such as A Momentary Lapse of Reason and The Division Bell do deserve to be presented more in the set list. We all know that, Roger Waters has always denounced those two albums, stating emphatically that he did not see them as being true Pink Floyd albums. Well, you know what? That's his opinion and he can keep it. But to me, they are full-fledged Pink Floyd albums. I don't give a shit what he says. Anyways, moving on. Up next, after Marooned, is a single spark from Luck and Strange. Wonderfully done. Then it segues into Wish You Were Here from album of the same name. Amazingly done. I mean, he basically stays true to the arrangement of the studio versions on these tracks. Wonderfully done. The audience are eating it up. Up next is the instrumental from Vidas Brevis from Luck and Strange. And then Romney Gilmore comes out with her harp and she performs lead vocals on between 2 points. Okay. Disc one ends with a 9 minute plus version of High Hopes from the Division Bell. Fan bloody tastic. Amazingly done. Beautiful. Now, disc two starts off with a 10-minute plus version of Sorrow from Momentary Lapse of Reason. Brilliant. Heavy guitar, beautifully done. Great drumming. The band are in it. The audience is into it. Great. The Piper's Call is next from Luck and Strange. A Great Day for Freedom from the Division Bell comes up next. And Any Tongue is next from Rider That Lock. In my notes, have your superb guitar solo and great guitar tone. Again, Gilmour's guitar tone on this recording is just on fire. Really thick, really prominent in the mix, but it doesn't bury the other instruments in the mix, which is what I like. The Great Gig in the Sky is next after In Any Tongue. And what I like about this version of Great Gig in the Sky, it's a new arrangement and it's basically just with piano. Okay. It's done on piano. It's a piano-led version. And the backup vocalists come in. They do wonderful on the vocals. that were originally done by Claire Torrey. And it is simply spell spellbinding, I should say. You're literally sucked into it. It is beautifully done. Forgive my flub with my words here. A Boat Lies Waiting is next from Round That Lock. It is exquisite. Coming Back to Life from the Division Bell is next. And again, the audience are into it. The band is in full flight at this point. Simply beautiful. Now, the next three tracks, uh, Dark and Velvet Nights, Sings, Scattered, all from Luck and Strange. Wonderfully done. Um, and again, the audience are just eating it up. There is one encore on this release, and it is the encore of Comfortably Numb from The Wall. 8 minutes plus, just 8 minutes and 56 seconds, just under 9 minutes. And that is the release, album in full. It is wonderfully done. The music is mixed perfectly. The audience are really into it. The band are having the time of their life. And yes, it is a rock show, but you do get the feeling that they're enjoying what they're doing. They did this small tour. They feel, it sounds to me, sorry, that they are on stage and that they are enjoying one another and enjoying the time on stage and just taking in the moment and just enjoying one another and enjoying the music. This music is done beautifully, impeccably. It is, performed flawlessly. And again, David Gilmour, in terms of his vocal prowess and ability and his guitar prowess, on fire. Just wonderfully done. You can get this again on double CD, on 4 vinyl LP release. And then there's also the Live at Circus Maximus Blu-ray that is also coming out today. And you can get that CD one, Blu-ray one, sorry, on Circus Maximus is uh, the full show, and there's also behind the scenes documentaries. I'm going to be doing a full review of the concert, and Blu-ray 2 is the audio uh, portion of the show in its entirety, all 23 tracks. You can get them on Amazon. The double CDs running at $32.99 on Amazon.ca. You can also get it on Amazon.com, .co.uk, also on Discogs at this point. And the Blu-ray is running for something like is running at $47.99 for the double Blu-ray. Okay, and yeah, please check it out. You can also stream this on David Gilmour's YouTube channel, this concert in its entirety. And yeah, it is a fantastic show. If you just want a good walk down memory lane in terms of some Pink Floyd material, but a good representation of Gilmour as a solo artist, particularly in the latter part of his career, this album is for you. You really do need to get it. You will not be disappointed. At 2 hours and 17 minutes, this concert promises to deliver for you a fantastic performance. And if you were at the shows, this is a good memory for you to have, really, in all honesty. So please check it out. Let me know what you think about the show in the comments down below. And that's it for now. Please click like and subscribe, and do hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. And I will see you soon on the music then. Bye for now.